All right, earlier this evening, 100 undecided voters had their chance to question the South Australian Premier and the opposition leader just 3 days out from the state election. New polling overnight suggests that Labor is heading for a thumping win. But what did the audience at the Sky News People Forum make of it all? Joining me now live from Adelaide are my Sky News colleagues Kieran Gilbert and former South Australian Chris Kenny. Well, the Premier was only elected at the last election, ending, 17 years of Labor rule, Kieran, and it looks like he might be thrown out on the weekend. I'm keen to know who came out on top. What did the undecideds think?
Well, credit to our friend Chris Kenny here, who predicted this number when we were chatting just before we came to air with you tonight, Peter. Chris, 67% for Malinauskas. Big win, 22% for Marshall, 11% undecided. That's an emphatic win. Did he deserve it, do you think?
Well, I thought it was obvious, Kieran. I thought I've never seen a better political performance in one of these forums, state or federal. Peter Malinauskas was just on message. He had good attack lines, good defence lines. His tone was good in terms of being good-humoured about it. I mean, it was really quite an impressive example of political messaging, wasn't it? I got a text from someone in the East who's not familiar with the South Australian political scene, said toasted marshmallow. Yes. Now, I think that's right, because Stephen Marshall really did get a hammering tonight, and it wasn't because of his performance. Stephen Marshall's been a good Premier, he's got a good story to tell, and he was there tonight trying to explain that to South Australian voters, but he was overwhelmed by an opposition leader who's a consummate political performer. Now, it's audacious really at times, isn't it? Because he's out there talking about needing to have more hospital beds when he was a health minister in the Labor government that shut a hospital and closed hospital beds.
And he was the health minister, as you said, and audacious to the extent that he was actually very blunt and honest. You know, with that he said, look, we made mistakes. We stuffed that up. And he also said, on cost of living, politicians don't affect that. It was, you know, as you say, a consummate performance. I think he said the best performance in a forum like this. I would go so far as to say there are leaders around this country looking at that tonight thinking, that guy's got us covered.
Yeah, well, I've been telling my friends back in the East who don't follow South Australian politics very well to look out for this guy. He's exactly the sort of leader Labor needs federally. Peter Malinauskas is the sort of leader Anthony Albanese is pretending to be. So it looks like he's a strong chance to win the election on Saturday, even though Stephen Marshall's got such a good story to tell. It shows you that in politics, it's not enough just to have substance. Style counts.
It is a good story. Big business here, big name businesses that he's attracted. They have not been able to push back well enough on the health issue for one reason or another. Maybe it is just that the practitioner is better. We will see on Saturday. Chris, I look forward to chatting to you on Saturday night for that coverage. And
thanks, Kieran.
Peter Credlin, for the moment, thank you. And it's back to you, just repeating, 67% to Peter Malinauskas, 22% Stephen Marshall, 11% undecided tonight.
Yes, and I look forward to joining both of you on Saturday night for Sky News SA election coverage. And I have to say it was a masterclass there from the Labor leader in strong leadership that Australians, wherever you live, whatever state, are desperate to see from our political class.